Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5. I'm on my own this week, and today I'd like to chat a little about one of my favorite hobbies. I've mentioned before that I do love my sports, and in particular, I like endurance activities, like triathlon. As a part of being a triathlete, I do quite a bit of open water swimming. Typically, in the summer months, while swimming in lakes, rivers, or dams, always following all safety precautions. One of the biggest barriers for me to swimming in open water all year round is the cold water temperatures that exist particularly in Canada for large parts of the year. That being said, with the help of a wetsuit, I'll still dive into fairly fresh waters to enjoy that freedom and joy that open water swimming brings. There are a lot of great health and well-being benefits to swimming in either open water or cold water, but for people who spend a lot of time with their heads around cold and wet conditions, some odd things can occur. Some people may end up with ear infections caused by bacteria, often commonly called swimmer's ear. Some people will wear earplugs while swimming to reduce the odds of this happening, or to avoid that weird feeling you get when there's a lot of water in your ear. Another condition that might arise among people who spend a lot of time repeatedly exposing their ear canals to cold, moist, or wet conditions is called surfer's ear, or external auditory exostoses. When you repeatedly subject your ear canal to cold, wet conditions, your body may seek to protect your eardrum from these conditions by producing bone growths within the ear canal. These bony growths may protect the eardrum, but may also cause a range of complications like hearing loss, wax buildup, and a higher odds of contracting ear infections. As the name suggests, surfer's ear, or external auditory exostoses, tend to occur today in people who have habitual exposures to cold water, either by doing water sports in colder climates or experiencing damp wind chills like surfers or kayakers. It may also occur in people who are in water for occupational or subsistence reasons, like divers who hunt for shellfish or other similar tasks. These external auditory exostoses have been noted in different human groups who have experienced these cold, wet climate conditions. However, they've also been found in Neandertals. A study by Eric Trinkhaus and colleagues in 2019 found these bony projections in the ear canal are present in Neandertals, suggesting Neandertals encountered some cold, wet, and damp conditions. Now, this doesn't mean that Neanderthals were sticking their heads into cold water all the time. It just means that at the very least, some individuals were experiencing, for example, cold, wet winds like you might find in some maritime areas. But it did seem like there were higher frequencies of external auditory exostoses in Neanderthals relative to early modern humans in Eurasia, with around 55% of Neanderthal ear canals showing this trait, relative to about 10 to 25% of archaic and early modern humans. However, this does raise the question about exactly what behaviors Neanderthals were doing that may have contributed this condition, like being in or around water for extended periods of time. In short, we can't know exactly how they came to have these external auditory exostoses in reasonably high proportions. It could be that there is some predisposition to developing this condition among Neanderthals. Researchers can't pinpoint why these projections developed, but it's still interesting to think about how cold, damp environments and potential exploitation of, for example, aquatic resources and other factors may have interacted to shape this trait in Neanderthals. As for myself, I'll be mindful of my ears next time I find myself doing some cold water swimming. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5. And don't forget to subscribe!